Hi, everyone. Well,
Hello.
if you are catching us live, well, this is us, so you're not catching us live. But if you are catching the recording, we're glad you're listening. Wow, that was hot, right? Um, we've had a rad first week, and we just kind of wanted to hopefully in the future for the rest of this group, we can get together and have weekly calls. Because To Be Mindset isn't something that's just going to end forever. It's going to be something that we continue to do and, refine over time. We'll probably always have this nutrition-based boot camp call on hopefully Sundays if that's possible. But so even if once this group ends, you can always jump on and know that we're here to talk through kind of what it looks like to, maybe now you're going through this or you're going through that, and it's just going to keep developing as you develop, right? So that's kind of the goal behind these calls, is just to get to know each other, to hear each other, to have kind of a brainstorming session. Sometimes I feel like you feel so stuck in your own mind that maybe you're plateauing, you're not gaining, or you're not losing, you're not doing something, but maybe to be heard, we can kind of help you see beyond that is kind of the goal. So there is no real rules or anything to this. Anything goes. If you're a listener, wait and just ask questions. And if you're catching this as a recording, then please just comment below and ask us questions as well. Anything you guys want to add?
I guess I'll kick it off with what I feel like has worked for me this week. I
Sure.
feel like I have a slight advantage and also a disadvantage, being that my baby is 2 weeks old. So I definitely have some weight to lose that for the last few years my body's not used to having. However, I'm averaging maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep. So I know that that's working against me. So I'm trying to just keep the right mindset with this, that of following the basic rules. I actually just got through all the 21 videos today, to be honest. I was about halfway through before we started, and I finished them all today. And I really like how she talks about tracking everything and then seeing what works for you. Like, even when she talks about having things, maybe you feel like that might be a lot of accessories on your salad. Well, if you do it and you track it and you don't have a weight loss day, well, then And that has really resonated with me. I can look at all of the days I either lost or 2 of the days I stayed exactly the same. And I was able to look back at those 2 days and be like, well, I kind of did have some extra accessories on my salad or whatever, because I've been having salads for lunch mostly, or whatever it is. And so I feel like there's a lot of power in that, because I can control that. And instead of like with other programs I've done, where sometimes it can be frustrating to figure out where you're going wrong, with this, since there's so much emphasis on tracking, I feel like it's really putting the ball in my court to know exactly what's wrong. So I don't just sit in a place of like, well, shoot, how come I didn't lose any today? So I really hope that you guys are taking to heart what she says about tracking and being very specific with tracking your portions and your accessories and everything, so that so that if you are plateauing or if you haven't lost yet, you can look and see, maybe where you're going wrong. And please feel free, now that we're in a week, as we go forward, if you're not losing, share your trackers with us so that we can help you fine tune what you're doing, because it could just be a few tweaks here and there. But so I've lost 4.4 this week, and I feel really good about that. And yeah, I'll let somebody else share how they're doing now.
I'll go next. One thing that I think is amazing about this program is the water. And I know that that's like tricky for some people, but honestly, drinking so much water has given me more energy and like a much better mood. Like, I can tell a difference in my mood when I'm drinking so much water. And so that's been awesome to have that part of it. I know that that can be hard to get into that habit, but it's such a key component of this program. And it's so it literally can have an effect on your entire day with like the amount of water that you're drinking, which is crazy because that's just something that's so readily accessible. You don't hardly have to change anything except for have a water bottle, which is kind of awesome. And then the other thing that I've really enjoyed this week, because it's the first week, is to really just track everything to be my first week roadmap. And because, yes, it's a first week of a new program, there's going to be challenges and things to figure out and things that are exciting. One thing that I've been super excited about is I feel like if I'm hungry, I can eat again, drink my water and then eat some more veggies, but I can. It's not this restrictive, you've had your limit, you're done. So that's been really helpful for me. But I didn't want this week to be like really restrictive in the fact that I had to have every day be a weight loss day. I wanted it to be a kind of a foundation for the upcoming weeks so that I can see what I'm currently doing, track my weight, track my food, and then be able to say, okay, if I want to make improvements from here, here's maybe like look back at my week, look at my tracker and see where I can make changes to be able to move forward and not let that be shameful or guilt-ridden or anything. Just like map it out, write it down, so then I have a place to go. Because we all have to start somewhere, which that's where we're all here because we all started. But tracking was very helpful for me because I did over the first few days, I dropped like 5 pounds, but then by the end of the week, I'm only down like 3. But I also went way off track yesterday and another day earlier in the week. So it's just helpful information instead of feeling like I didn't hit my mark or my goals or anything. It's like, okay, now I have a baseline to then move forward.
I like that. I feel like coming from a pregnant view, even though I recently learned that this actually isn't meant for pregnant women, but I actually think it's like the perfect program for pregnant women because I feel like food is such a mindset thing when you're pregnant. Everything is because of the way you feel. Everything is because of the way you feel. None of it has, a little bit has to do with how you like emotionally feel, but a lot of it is like, no, I just need this right now, and you can't argue with it. And so I would say, like, for the first, 5 weeks of being pregnant, I just was like, it was like a free for all, and I found that I was more tired. I felt bad about myself. I just felt like, I don't know, it was like a very emotional thing, only to then start this. And if you've ever been pregnant before, digestion is like a huge problem because everything's bunged up because your blood flow, you have so much more blood in your body. So you end up very constipated. And sorry if this is TMI, but for me, I noticed the days that I was able to go to the bathroom, the next day was a weight loss day. And not that I lose weight, but I also know the difference between losing weight healthy during pregnancy versus like I'm losing too much weight because I'm not eating enough, right? Like I 100% know I ate enough and I didn't work out too hard. So I think it's just this really great balance of just feeling like I'm getting enough water, I'm getting enough food, and I'm not eating the wrong things. I think the only thing that I had to kind of change was because I work out so early, I have to have that morning food. Like I usually eat my breakfast fried rice, I work out, and then it's like, that can't be my breakfast. And then I'm not going to eat like a bag of carrots at 8:30 a.m. So that's when I've been drinking my Shakeology, and I feel like that is just giving me even more sustaining energy, which is rad. So yeah, I think that the writing it down, the vegetables is so helpful, so fibrous, so like life-giving. And I've just been telling everybody, like I run the Fit Belly Club on Facebook, and not that all of them are doing TV Mindset, but I've been telling them just drink 16 ounces before every meal. And it's hysterical because this girl lost 7 pounds this week just in doing that. Of course, she's like, oh gosh, is that wrong? Like, did I, she's been asking everybody in the group, like, I lost those, is that going to be bad? And I'm like, no, because you probably put on like 15 in 7 weeks, and your body didn't need that. Your body didn't. So your body can lose weight while it's pregnant. That's not a big deal. So it was really a good week for me just to learn. Oh wow, that my body like that. Like, let's keep going with that, because I don't need to. I mean, I can gain some weight, but I don't need to gain like 50, 60 pounds like I normally do with my pregnancy. So I'm excited to like carry this out. I feel like it's very freeing. Very freeing. I feel like there is no, and I think of someone today who's like, oh, I'm sending it back. Like, it's like worthless. The water bottle's terrible, and the recipe book, like, just very negative about the whole thing. And I'm like, well, have you watched the video? And they're like, no. I'm like, really? Like, well, she's like, doesn't it just explain what's in the book? And I'm like, no. The videos are like, number one, her voice. I don't know if you guys, this is going to be weird, but she's like the greatest voice. Like, I could listen to her all the time. I'm like, she's so soothing. And the way she describes her plate is just so like, I just want to listen. And I feel like she makes the way she talks about food is almost like, yeah, I want that. Like, I want that relationship with food. You know what I mean? And so I feel like the videos are everything. You just have to be diligent and watch. So that's my experience.
I really like how in the last couple videos she talks about, like, if you go to an event or you go on vacation or whatever, so often we get to have at those things, but you should focus on, like, why are you there? What are you celebrating? And when you take the focus off of food, then you can actually enjoy the reason that you're at a party or at a barbecue. Yeah, I never thought about that, because every time I go somewhere, I think, oh, what kind of food's gonna be there?
Every event is about the food.
Yeah, always. I mean, any celebration, anything. It's like, what are we eating? What are we drinking?
Right.
And I also feel like it's such practical tips. Have you guys watched all of the videos? Such practical tips with eating out, or there's the two about eating out, or the one about going to parties and stuff, and it makes total sense without making it complicated. I think that's what I'm loving most about this. I keep telling everybody who will listen that this is the most simple nutrition plan I've ever done, because like Anna said, I don't feel deprived, because if I'm hungry, I can eat. I'm doing very similar to what Kim's doing since I'm breastfeeding, where I'm up by 5 in the morning and I need to eat something. So I'm kind of having 2 breakfasts, but one is exactly what, the right portioned plate. And then I have my shake mid-morning. So I'm kind of doing 2 snacks a day, but it's working for me. And so again, I'm tracking it. It's working. I lost weight. And I feel like, because I do need the extra calories breastfeeding, that's okay. I'm just making good choices with what I have in those snack times.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Did anybody have a hard time wanting to write down what they ate?
Oh, you mean like
when it's bad?
It's bad. Yes. Angela in our group, I feel like, is so good about documenting the Twix, or like the little candy bar that she has. And then one day I was like, I mean, bro, I'm right there with you. And she's like, then how come I don't see them in your pictures? And I'm like, right. Like, like, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. That's why we're all on this journey. And like, I feel like the more you put it in the picture, the more you're going to remember, like, oh yeah, I did have that candy bar before I went to bed, or I did drink that Starbucks, or, I feel like the things that we write off are things that we probably have on any given day more, So this week I'll be really diligent about writing it all down. Sharing the good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it makes it so much easier to see why you might have had a weight gain day instead of weight loss day, with tracking every little thing. Because for me, one of my weight gain days was, I did have a glass of wine, but I also had a lot more food that day, and I ate my dinner really late. And so, like, kind of looking at whole picture instead of just, oh, it's totally the candy. Instead of going, oh, well, maybe I had more avocado than I should have, and I shouldn't eat at 8 p.m.
Right. Right.
Yep. Yeah.
The timing, I think, is a big thing too. Like, because I do think that if you can try to eat not earlier, but like not eating right before you go to bed, I think is a big.
Well, and I think it's a really big the way that she has it laid out of like you have all of your carbs done by, I mean, lunch or possibly snack in the afternoon. Like if you're done with carbs by 3 p.m., that's going to make a big difference than if you're like, oh, pushing your snack until 5:30 and then having an 8 o'clock dinner.
Totally.
That's going to totally affect your body.
Which is kind of crazy because for the last probably 5 years, my rule has been no carbs after 3. Anytime somebody has plateaus or they're just not getting results, that's the number one thing I tell them. I'm like, just try having no carbs after 3, 5 days a week. That's like my thing. Because I know like somebody's like, we have pizza on Fridays. So like, I'm going to have pizza. I'm going to have carbs after 3 on Fridays. But like, your body has a really hard time processing carbs as it's sleeping. End of story. So I just think that I'm like, I know that works. Anytime I've ever been stuck, I've put that into action, and I've always lost that stubborn weight. So.
And that includes fruit, which is sometimes a thing you got to remember that and I think Alana lays that out really well, of like what is categorized as carbs, or in that carb category, because sometimes that's a big change for a lot of people to think of fruit as carbs.
Well, but it's sugar. It's all just sugar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. So if I'm doing like fruit in my water, is that something that I should avoid doing after my dinner?
Are you eating the fruit?
No.
It's just as like a
like it's in my water bottle. Yeah.
I don't think
I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't think that's a big
Well, I mean, like I'll do like a whole lemon of juice.
I don't know. I don't think so. I wouldn't.
Okay. Just
it. You could try it. You could try it one day.
Yeah.
You could, if that makes a difference. Just have regular water on that, and see if all you end up
helps me drink.
Okay. Yeah.
It helps me drink the water so much.
I
have to have. I mean, that is how I'm getting all my ounces in is lemon. I put lemon juice in my water all the time.
But I think lemon specifically, like you're not. I feel like that's a safe bet because lemon juice technically is free. So, I mean, I think it would be different if you were sweetening it with strawberries and berries and other more.
Well, that is what I have tonight, which is what is making me think about it, is that I do have strawberries tonight, but usually I just use citrus.
I wouldn't worry, but especially when you are doing lemon, I wouldn't worry. That's how I
cool.
Feel. Yeah.
All right, do we want to just really quickly take a look at our at the tracker and like the week at a glance, and does everybody want to just share like one thing that they want from this week?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I'll go first. I want this week to be consistent. That's I don't have a lot of things that I want to have on my mind for like a goal this week, but consistency is a big thing because there's a lot of transition happening in my life this week, and I just want to stay consistent with my nutrition and tracking, especially. Just keep it super, super on point and super consistent every single day.
I would like to keep my mindset in this positive place. I feel like I'm gearing up to maybe not have as good of a week just because my nutrition was off. Not a lot, but kind of that first week postpartum before starting this. And so I feel like I had a good week, but I don't want to expect that every week going forward. but I also feel really positive about this as a whole and as a lifestyle and going forward. So my goal for the week is just to stay positive, even if the scale doesn't move as much as it did in week 1.
Katie or Kim?
Yeah, so I my biggest goal is to try some quicker meals because I found that like with the vegetables, I just get so picky with having to do dinner 75% vegetables, and I'm getting kind of tired of some of the same things that I'm doing, but some of them are more prep heavy. So trying out more recipes that I can do realistically quickly so I don't fall into a habit of just like, oh, well, I don't have anything made. I'm just gonna like have some pasta or whatever because that I know that that's there and it's easy. So I know, especially on days like I go to therapy on Thursdays, and I know that I'm just like tired after that, and I want to set myself up for success in days where I know that I'm not gonna have the energy for cooking.
What might be really great for that day is like I shared a crock pot one that would be, and it's a really like veggie heavy, so it's great for 2B mindset because it doesn't have beans or anything in it. So,
I
yeah,
actually made that the other day.
good.
Yeah,
Was it?
it was really good.
Oh, good. But like,
I added some like diced green chilies and some other random stuff I had in my fridge for vegetables, but like my husband loved it, and I've got a bag of it in the freezer too, which helps.
oh, so like that on a Thursday where you don't even have to cook. You just
Yeah.
like home and it's like right there. Also because I'm like a very quick, I have a lot of kids, so there's just not a lot of time. And when I
Mhm.
work full time and had to have, and of course I've been eating, no carbs after 3 for a really long time. Something that really works well for me is just like, you know, putting salmon on a pan with like asparagus. So I don't even have to do anything with the asparagus, green beans, like, and I buy the ones,
Yeah.
those that are like already pre-washed and cut and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that
Ready.
helps me with like the timing of these things.
Mhm.
Do that with chicken and sausage, and I just like that's like a way easier, quicker, faster thing to get.
Yeah.
Agreed. There was definitely some heavier meal prepping. Although that Cali risotto, did you guys have that?
Yeah.
It was
I made kind of a version of it.
okay.
I add asparagus and some Parmesan.
Well, I think mine was. I had cream cheese in it.
Oh,
'Cause,
really?
yeah, the one I had said spreadable cheese. So spreadable
That
cheese
sounds
is cream cheese.
amazing. Yeah,
Like,
that
what is?
sounds delicious.
But it was so good. And then I just got a rotisserie chicken, and we just like chunked off and ate that. Oh my gosh,
I
it was so good.
always forget about rotisserie chickens.
Oh,
Dude,
such a time saver.
I don't know why I forgot about it.
They're
But I
delicious.
Do rotisserie chicken a lot. Rotisserie chicken with a bag salad, dinner, and done.
bag salad. Yeah, I was gonna say taco salad. That's always on the menu, pretty
Yeah.
much every week.
I'm getting to be a connoisseur of bagged salads also.
So funny, me too. Same, same. I would say this week, my goal would be, just to quit the little treats at nighttime. Like, and it's not even like I would rather have like some Greek yogurt with a cup of chocolate. Like at least there's some nutritional value. But for me, it's just that like unwind. The day is end, and now it's me time, and I deserve something. And so I just need to like nip that in the bud because it sometimes gets a little out of control. Not why. But other than that, I'm really grateful because I felt like this week, like lunch was so filling that I didn't need that snack between lunch and dinner. As long as I had like some really good water, and even if I had a cup of tea, that really helped as well. So
One recipe, this isn't a recipe was in the book or anything, but something that I find really quick and easy and delicious, and can be for dinner since it's veggie heavy, is to just get I get it at Trader Joe's, but the broccoli slaw, it's just like broccoli and carrots, and I think it's just broccoli and carrots. And to use that as noodles. So to just saute that until they're bright green, or just like soft, and then use a little bit of marinara sauce, no sugar marinara sauce. Cut it with some water, or well, I've been doing water, and then some ground turkey, and season it. And then it keeps in the fridge. Like, do a big batch of that, and it keeps really well. And it's super easy, and it's delicious. You're getting a ton of veggies. And you can even get, just check ingredients, but the Italian, already Italian seasoned ground turkey, super easy. Like, literally, really good.
I didn't even know they made pre-seasoned
Pre-seasoned ground turkey. Yeah, you can. You can get it at, there's some at Trader Joe's, but other, like Ralph's or whatever.
How pretty they are.
Look at that.
It smells so good.
It's so good.
James said the Mirepoix mix was out of Trader Joe's, so he got this, like, it was like a cabbage, carrots, broccoli, but really super chopped. So that's what this is today.
Yum.
We shall see.
Smells so good.
I know.
Looks delicious.
Oh, and like big pearled onions and radishes. I know. I'm pretty excited.
Getting fancy.
My breakfast fried rice is getting pretty.
I need to get a spiralizer and a mandolin. I don't have those.
I don't either. I just get the ones at Costco or Sprouts already made for me. I'm the worst.
I've been getting the baby zucchini at Trader Joe's and just chopping it up. Like, it's obviously not noodly then, but they're so tender already, like the baby ones.
That's what I do. I normally just chop them up.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
You're less likely to cut your fingers that way.
True. Good point.
Well, some of the spiralizers are super easy, and you can get them pretty cheap on Amazon.
They're like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah. And then you can just twist it and go.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. Well, so great. Well, anything else on our agenda, Anna?
No, I think, I mean, really, Katie, do you have any questions? Or since you're you're our guest of honor tonight.
I think, I don't really have any questions. Just, like you said earlier, I think that this is something that for me, for the first time, really feels like actually sustainable. I've tried lots of different things, and the fact that you're not like counting down from a certain point of only being able to eat a certain amount of food, I found myself, I eat so much less because I'm not feeling like, I feel like I can actually eat whenever I'm hungry. So then I'm like, that's what I'm trying to pay attention to, is like really focusing on, am I hungry? And if I am, great, let's do my water and do whatever. But like, it's just such a very big change in how I think about food. And like, it's so much easier. Like it makes it like really simple, and I don't get weird. Like, oh, I'm gonna like keep my little calories, and I'm gonna make sure that for whatever I'm going to make sure I can have these things, instead of going, oh, well, let's just eat food and I'm hungry, which is great. I like paying attention to that over the specifics of what I'm eating, other than the plating.
For those of you,
I was just gonna say, I think that that's why this is something that these are tools that you can use forever. And like when you're kids and you have that daughter who, or someone struggles with weight, I just feel like you just start them with like, drink a glass. Because I feel like half the time we eat because we're bored. We eat because we are tired. We eat because we are I don't know, stressed out or shameful or whatever, we're mad. I feel like we eat for these reasons that are totally not necessary to eat. And some people don't have that problem. Some people don't eat when they have all those issues. I can't say that that's mine. But I think that because you're drinking that water, it makes all of a sudden you're like, I'm actually not hungry at all. You know what I mean? And I noticed
Yeah.
this. I did find myself really bloated at times, and I was like, I almost think I've had too much water. And I do think there is something to be said about too much for your body. So I think that that's also something we have to pay attention to.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think it's very sustainable.
Well, and I think that this is something that is sustainable. I think it's good for just mindful eating in general, because I don't think it is just for people who mindlessly eat. Because I think it's also helpful for people who, like you said, if you're stressed, there are certain people who don't eat. But if you, with this, you have the tools to then even say, this is what time of day it is, maybe I should drink some water. It just gets your system going, whether you're overeating or undereating. I think that this is a sustainable program for life in general. And for those of you who are watching the recording of this, I just want to also encourage all of you that this was week 1, this is week 1 of life, of a lifelong journey. And it's not going to happen overnight. That's why we're focusing on 2 pounds at a time, and one weigh-in at a time, 16 ounces of water at a time, because it's not going to happen overnight. That's, quick fixes don't work. This is something that's something you can implement for life and can sustain you, because it's water and real food and veggies, and like, that's awesome. And gives you energy, and which is going to make life so much more enjoyable. So just to remember, I just want to encourage all of you guys that this was week 1, and we have to continue this journey and to not be too frustrated or to give up on anything. Continue to track, continue to mark down everything, because this is just a chance for you to like just evaluate and see what's actually going on without just not making it weird. You're literally just giving yourself a weight loss guidebook, and to be able to see what's working, what's not, and to go from there. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be this crazy, intense, restrictive thing at all.
Agreed. No, I think that that's one, like anything with week 1, like you're learning, right? You're learning, you're failing, you're failing forward, and you just don't quit on yourself. And you know, I think some of the coolest stories I've heard from people are, you know, I didn't anticipate like working out. I literally came into this program because you wrote I didn't have to, and I find myself all of a sudden I've walked 4 days this week, and it's because I feel better. I have more energy. And I think that that's what's so rad about it. It really does give you this fresh mindset to take on whatever comes your way. So, yay.
Well, thank you all for hopping on tonight. And if you're watching the recording, I just want to say thank you. We do these for you guys so that you can get the best experience from all of us. So if you have any questions, you can comment below where we post this video, and try to hop on next week, because like Kim said, we're going to try to do these on Sunday nights. Bring your trackers and be ready to go over the week and discuss what's working and maybe what we can tweak to do better going into the next week.
And just as a fun, we will be sharing some recordings with the exclusive test group that we're in as coaches, with Ileana answering a ton of questions. So we'll be handling, hopefully we'll get all of those up this week, but there's, you know, one on pressing, there's one on, I can't remember all the others, but just like everything you would ever think to ask her, she's answering. So we'll get those up, and so you guys can watch those as well.
All right, guys.
Yay, well, thank you.
Bye.